I'm here with Brent Sullivan of Security Force. He's a sales manager there. Just here going over our first month results so far. Brent, how's your afternoon coming?
Terrific. Doing great. Hope you are.
Yeah, it's good. Going pretty great up here in Canada. Okay, well, let's just kind of hop right into it. I got a few questions lined up for you. First question being, give me a brief description of what your life looked like in your role as a sales manager before joining the program.
Yeah, so the way our marketing is done, what we've always done in the past, number one, we run different types of promotions. We purchase data, so it's all outbound calling.
Nice.
So our biggest pain point was always qualified leads, getting people on the phone, getting people that are receptive, and even knowing why we're calling. I mean, they didn't inquire about anything. So we're basically calling them out of the blue, not expecting our call at all. So that's always been a challenge, training reps on that type of system and getting them comfortable to overcome those type of objections when you're dealing with somebody who doesn't know why you're calling in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that kind of leads into the next question. So have you guys done other marketing initiatives or worked with other marketing companies in the past?
Yeah, so recently, in fact, we worked with a company in Florida that was transferring, doing live transfers for us.
Yeah.
Significant investment, purchase data for them to call, and they had a call center of people calling out, and they would transfer the calls into our closers. And it frankly didn't work out just because they didn't know our system as far as just overcoming objections and being able to get solid transfers over warm leads that were qualified and able for us to be able to sell.
So I guess how does that experience compare to this experience so far?
So a whole lot different, because you're dealing with people who know what they're inquiring about.
Yeah.
And they've expressed an interest on a platform that's well known, and it really enables us to be able to target a specific audience and a specific area as well. So that's the great part about it, and it's they know what they're signing up for. They know that they may have clicked on something, but they've expressed an interest, which is great.
Absolutely. So I guess just kind of diving right into it. To be frank, tell us a bit about your results so far.
Yeah. So I don't know the exact amount of leads we've received, but it's a pretty steady stream of leads. We've found that some of them and you guys train us on this. You're not going to get a hold of everybody, but we've sold several, and we've had several callbacks set up where we're able to reach back out to people and
nice.
Potentially I think it's something that over time we're going to improve on. But this is something that sometimes they're doing some research and they need to speak to their spouse, but overall the contact rate's very high. We're working the system as far as working the CRM, following up the leads, following up with them in a timely fashion. We may be calling them more than you guys advise us to, but as far as just we've always reached out to leads several times a day, and sometimes you can kill the lead doing that as well. So there's a fine line between reaching out to them in a timely fashion, but also not calling them too much and creeping them out, if you will.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that what you just said. Okay, so just kind of continuing it, because I think you covered a lot of points there. Unless there is something in the follow-up process that you want to add that has benefited, or is there any other pieces you want to add to that?
I mean, I think that as far as our sales process goes, I think that it's a little bit different than what we're used to. So there's a bit of a just a learning process as far as working the lead. But I think that over time we're really going to improve on that. And I think that being able to send text messages has been very, very positive. And we've had several people reply back that they want us to call immediately. From those text messages. I think it works a lot better than emails.
That's not too bad.
No, when you get somebody who says, "Yeah, call me now," that's great. That's
as a sales manager, that's like a nice big piece of meat right in front of you. Hey,
exactly. So that's I know that the young lady who, and I've made some calls on the leads as well, but the young lady who I'm focusing on it is sending out lots of text messages through the system, and she's really she loves the CRM. So she's super excited about the prospects of going forward with this program as well, and making this a long-term solution.
Yeah, I really love to hear that. Well, I guess that kind of answers a bit of the next question, but it's always good to hear it. Would you recommend us to someone who we can also serve?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that the way when you experience something that is positive and moving in the right direction, and that the people behind it are touching base with us on a consistent basis to be able to figure out how we can improve the process, what you guys need to do or what we need to do. I know Brianna, who's working in my department on this program, she gets reached out to all the time by people on your team to see how we're doing. Do we need help? How's the progress going? Is there anything we can do to help? And that's that says a lot about who you guys are and what your ultimate goal is, to build a long-lasting relationship. And that's what we're looking for as well. We're going to be doing business for a long time. So yeah, absolutely. I would recommend you to other companies. And I think it's a great program. There's a lot of different industries too, I'm sure, that could benefit from this as well.
Excellent. Yeah, I love to hear that. Last thing, is there any final words you'd like to say about the program, or just a bit about your experience before we wrap up?
I mean, the key is to get on the leads as quickly as possible. You're going to get leads in at odd hours, and it's obviously you can't call them at those odd hours, but it's getting on them immediately, because they'll go stale quickly if you don't. But we had I'll tell you a little story. I mean, we had a sale last night or yesterday from 13 days ago. So the lead came in 13 days ago, and it was called 5 or 6 times. And we finally got the person on the phone, and we sold the system to them. Sold them a home technology package that they were super happy with. So definitely don't give up on the leads. I think that until you can put them away and retire them for a little while, and then come back to them. But I think in this case, she probably called it 6 or 7 times and finally got them on the phone over a 12-day period. And they said yes, and they moved forward with it. So it's that goes to show you that you really need to work the leads. Just because you don't get a hold of somebody in the first couple of days, don't give up on it.
Yeah, I love it. Perseverance, Brent. You're a legend. Super excited to take this further. I'm ready to wrap it up. I'm here with Brent, the sales manager from Security Force. Thank you for your recommendation.